So InControl starting things off on the CT side. Boss have already secured map number 1, their opponent's map pick. Let's see if InControl can battle back here on Inferno and bring us to a third on Mirage. Grin and Goblin, I don't know what you're talking about. I bet it's something Marvel related because I thought that that might be it, but I don't know. Anyway, commentary, pistols, Glocks, all in through halls. Just Ben Leet left alone on the flank to see if InControl send anything. Oh, StarCraft. Ah, okay. There's 3 players on B for InControl, so Boss making the right choice here over towards A. Calamity all alone. Oh my goodness, the aim is so far off there. This is the pistol round that Boss have pretty well locked in. 5 versus 3 retake from InControl. They don't have any kits. They don't have any smokes left either. This is going to have to be a monster retake. Playing 2 players pit for InControl is definitely a choice, but okay. 2 answers. Will it be enough? JS Fellner to even things out once again. 2 versus 2. This USP going huge for InControl. The Dooley's able to get an impact as well. JS Fellner. Oh, is he just going to hold this defuse? It's a full 10 seconds. My dude, it's a full 10 seconds. Scorchy, is he able to hold off the tide? No, Ben Leet coming back in to take the round away. Boss nearly left that one to InControl, but Ben Leet living up to the name. Ooh. My floops, oh no, if I had one. It's definitely an oh no kind of round. Because not only did the bomb go down, which is bad to begin with, but now Boss on the T side are starting to get the wheels turning. Interestingly, they have assumed that InControl aren't going to be forcing up against them, and there's a swag 7 on the server. B-Wills, the only kill so far onto the 5-7. So the first kill not quite as valuable as it might appear on the surface. Or she does answer that one back, so keeping these even. We're very important chicken. Well, that's interesting. InControl have rotated both of their players back to A. Boss have left them with so much time that they assume that they must have rotated back over. And so there's 4 on A for InControl. 3 MP9s and a swag 7 swarming around like some sort of Zergling. We get a little more in-game volume. Yeah, I can try to do that. Well, InControl are going to be retaking their own site through Banana. Wait, are they saving? They're saving. Okay. This is live. Been here before. You know this is live. They aren't saving the chicken? No, I guess they're not. Well, all right then. For his live sponsor? What? Terrorists win. I don't know what you're talking about, Steve. Calamity. Ooh, does get one. Well, InControl managed to save a couple of weapons. Calamity, of course, rebuying the MP9. So this one's still looking like a pretty strong InControl half buy. See if it fares any better than the last round did. It says live in the right corner. No, that's just... I don't know what you're talking about. It's that players alive. Is that what you're looking at? Players alive? Anyway, Scorchy looking for something. Oh, he just can't quite track it. Luckily, he's got Tyra behind him for the kill, but the HP getting very low of these InControl players, and the smokes are going to keep them all out of this bomb site. Okay, that's a read. Knowing that Darty was still sitting underpass. 3 versus 3 retake. Not the most unlikely thing in the world. Definitely possible with these MP9s. Getting in close on the B-bomb site, but they don't have any kits. They don't have any util. Those are just going to have to be dry SMGs charging down the throats of Boss. They nearly get it. 2 for 2, leaving Ben Leet all alone versus Beast, but he is going to clean this one up. There's more than enough time on the bomb where he will be able to hold on to that AK as well. Well, now we get the real full buy out of InControl. See the live in the top. It says players alive. Hmm? Oh, it might be. Okay, yeah. Huh. Interesting. Now that's some good damage onto Scorchy to open up the round, but without him dead, that means the AWP is still active. Meanwhile, it's Calamity to really get this round started for InControl. Double to repel Boss. Beast, this is a spot that you don't expect somebody right behind the truck in the gap. He's able to get one, but B-Wills will trade it right on back. Now the question is, 2 versus 4, is that going to be enough? B-Wills dunked away. So Fruit Cup gonna have to do this one solo. AWP still in play, but Tyra's not going to be. Ooh, that's enough. AWP through the wall. Well, finally InControl answering back. And the way that the CT economy goes, that first round might be enough to get something rolling, a little bit of momentum. Why are you shooting that? Okay. Beast gonna be laid out of spawn. That is okay. That is a thing that can happen. Ooh, JS Feltner burns off about 40 HP. This is at most a half buy for Boss. So again, if there were a time to start to build up a little bit of a tailwind for InControl, maybe sit on a few minerals for a rainy day. Tyra playing from behind sandbags, spots the first contact. Big swing out of B-Wills. Tyra can't track it, will go down as a result. That is a big kill for Boss. Scorchy going to be sent over to watch from CT. So there is still some pressure on this B-bomb site. B-Will's just going to take that M4 and back away. So Boss have successfully split InControl's forces nice and evenly. 2 players here on the A-bomb site, but they'll be pecked away at. Calamity going to be the first one. Just Beast alone. Can he do it? No, not going to be enough. So we are just going to get a save. Ah, we can hear the church. I feel like you need to be saying some prayers for InControl at this point with how these rounds have been going. Again, before the money change, you could argue that Inferno is turning into a T-sided map. You could argue that if you picked up a couple of rounds on T-side, it was easy to just keep rolling them along. Now, I feel like it's a lot tougher to argue that point. I feel like Inferno has gone back to being a CT-sided map, and the fact that Boss are already up to 4-1 has to have InControl very nervous. So a quick tech timeout later, and we are going to go into the 6th round. 4-1 start for Boss. That is a lot like what we just had on Overpass, honestly. Something to be really curious, really concerned about if you're InControl. Boss haven't really built up the economy, though, so at any point, if InControl are able to swing around back, they might just have themselves a solid base to counterattack. Like, that's the thing that I think a lot of that caught a lot of people off guard with the money change, is you went from, okay, if you just keep forcing and just keep throwing whatever kind of push you want at the CTs, eventually you'll break their money. Now, not anymore. But if you have a bunch of rounds in a row on the T side, that's a different story. We still haven't gotten to the point where the CTs have figured out how to start an economy. Oh, Tyra getting overwhelmed. So it is going to be up to Scorchy all alone. Does have Beast rotating in from CT, but the smoke in front of him will stop him from getting involved. B-Will's in Slight, attacking in all directions. And Boss, once again, it looks like they're going to grab a 5th. Another save out of InControl. Austin lost his underscore in his Twitch handle. Heartbreaking. How will he survive? But yeah, it feels like Boss, I haven't known them to be an Inferno team. The Boss that I watched, they played a lot of Anubis. I mean, everybody in North America liked Anubis. But I know that they also like the desert maps. So seeing them pull out this Inferno and do this well is honestly a bit of a treat for me, to get to have them continuously evolving their meta. Oh, we've got another disconnect. Yeah, it does seem like the disconnecting issues are not going super well. I know the Blue Jays players were having some difficulties with some attacks, and I found a loud knife to spectate. Thanks. Thanks. I'm so glad you chose the loud knife. You know, for all the knives that you could send to me, you have given me a bayonet fade. So, kind of backfired. This is a knife I like. So I'm okay with it. Oh, Calamity's starting to get aggressive themselves. 3 players into alt mid, all bowled over. Absolute dominance shown by Boss. And now it's just 5-7s. It's just going to be a mopping up exercise for the T side. A little bit of a duel in banana, but yeah. All right, fair enough. Next round. Thank you. What a nice round. This one looked like it could have had something. Maybe the problem was that you sent too many players in and Boss was ready for it. They're like, all right, there's going to be a lot there. Crossfire, and just flattened. But that was a bit of a save. InControl now fully bought into round number 8. Ooh, the utility coming in strong. Okay. These M4s might have the situation that they need to be in to get activated. Still going to be a few rounds before InControl are able to swing this one back. Even if they do win this one, the money really builds up on Boss over these past few rounds. Going to be a path toward the A-bomb site early on. This time it's Ben Leet to get tagged down by the nade. Oh my goodness. Hove, thank you for the resub as Calamity finishes off Ben Leet. Alright, it's Inferno, so the round's going to slow down. We're at 55 seconds. So I'm going to read Hove's resub message. Hove says, I wonder if streamer will read this message and say, come in me daddy live on stream. I wonder. Thank you, Hove, for the resub. And thank you, Boss, for the 6-1 start. InControl leave the site relatively unattended. There is JS Feltner still on the extremities. But 5 versus 2, it feels like we are going to get a retake here from InControl. The only question is how many of their players will they lose? They've already lost one. Fruit Cup is hungry for more. He's bloodthirsty, but he's not going to be enough on his own to win this post plant. It sure is, Rue. It sure is. Well, like I said, the money is pretty well built up for Boss, so even losing that pretty terribly, honestly. They only managed to get 2 back, but they got the bomb plant, so they've got plenty of money. They're even bringing out the AWP on T-side Inferno for Slight. Ooh. That is a 100% perfect nade on a Fruit Cup. Losing 55 HP when you're full armored means that nade was in your lap. It means that if you didn't have armor, you would just die to the singular nade. Fruit Cup then gives up his life to Tyra at top banana. That is going to be an AK recovered by JS Feltner, but Smoke will deny them any more entry points into this round. His Boss decided to head up mid instead, but there's already a crossfire here. Oh, I love that. Falling back to make them think that there's no one there, but Scorchy's still going to get overwhelmed, and now he's lost his support. Doesn't even matter, though. Beast plays 2, looking for some more as well. Good entry back for Darty. He's got himself 2, but the low HP for Boss, not going to feel fairly good. You have the bomb on the site, but they've got JS Feltner behind him. His AK will be just enough. Slight erased. It's just Darty left standing. 1 versus 2. AK in hand. The shots aren't connecting, though. Nearly full HP for both of these players. Oh, my goodness. That's a timing. The pistol in hand as Tyra shows his face. 6-3. InControl starting to battle this one back. It's definitely looking better than it did on Overpass. It's going to have to look a lot better than this, even if InControl want to bring this to a 3rd map. I think at this point, you're just kind of looking for a 6-6. You're really, really hoping for it. If you can't bring it to a 6-6, then what do you even... What do you even have at that point? And the utility damage going the way of Boss this time. JS Feltner and Tyra losing about 3/4 of an HP bar in total. Good nade does catch Darty. But Boss are making this one pacey. Look at how far they've scaled all the way into the A-bomb site. B-Wills and Ben Leet knock over the defenders. And it's Tyra and JS Feltner. At this point, you might as well save. It's Inferno, guys. Dude, what are you going to do in a 2 versus 5? Tyra looking for something on the exit. Looking for something, a little silver lining to this round. $50 per player on the CT side. Boss are just they're not only firing on all cylinders, they're looking synergistic. They've got the synergistic synergy. Yeah, that's where we're going with that. They've although these exits are coming in clutch. 4 kills. What? Hold on. Boss, you're not supposed to give up all those kills in the post round. That's a lot of money, guys. Look at me. Look at me. I am disappointed. Well, they were doing so well. Now they're down to basically no money again because I mean, it's only 2 rounds left in the half, but you don't want to let this one get any closer to even. All right, one day this tech pause will end. Doesn't really matter how these other rounds. What do you mean the 3rd round of OT? No OT. No OT. No, we're not going to OT. No, stop trying to curse the stream to go to OT. We don't need to go to OTs. Oh, we don't need it. It's a 3-7 start. It's a good start for Boss on their T side. Again, especially when we're living in such a CT-sided game. Taking the upper hand on your T side, as Boss have done now 2 maps in a row. Gotta be feeling fairly good about themselves. But if InControl can swing this one back to close to even, then maybe there's a chance. T-side Inferno is one of those things where you love it or you hate it. Ooh. Big push into the B-bomb site. Execute flying in. JS Feltner able to go 1 for 1. Is that going to be enough to stop Boss in their tracks? Pyra sitting behind new boxes, and B-Wills will handle. And meanwhile, Scorchy already rotated over. And the damage onto the rest of Boss. This could be enough. 3 versus 3 retake. Calamity does have the kit. He's got the MP9 as well. But it's going to be Beast to carry the torch for the team. 2 kills. And it just leaves Fruit Cup all alone. But that's where this lad loves to be. 1 versus 3 turned to a 1 versus 2. But he's not going to be enough this time. As Calamity finally sprays him down. 4-7. You have to wonder where the thoughts were for Boss. Hunting and spending all of their money rounds ago. Now they're broke. Now it's just going to be pistols going into the final round of the half. We've seen Boss win with pistols before, so it's not the end of the world, but you have to feel like there might have been 1 extra round in the chamber for Boss to win if they had rifles here instead of pistols. Three players on the A-bomb site. Scorchy taking first contact as Boss try to sneak their way on by. Now, sneak may be the wrong word as they charge their way on by. They will make it. 2 players through arches. So they'll get the chance to crunch their way into B from multiple directions, but InControl know that this is about to happen. The Opper was able to call this one out. He's able to get involved for a little bit more impact. So it is just Darty waiting behind the pillar. JS Feltner with the peak. That leaves them down to 2. Tyra, can they close this one out? No. Loses the fight to Slight, but JS Feltner will put that final nail in the coffin. And we will have a 5-7 half with InControl, bringing this one back quite handily, I might add. Yeah, I mean, again, if Boss had the money there, you have to wonder if hunting and losing everything was really the right decision. Well, 2 rounds separating these 2 teams. I know the common thing to say is it all comes down to the pistol, but really, this is a situation where if InControl do win the pistol, they might find themselves in a very good situation where they can string rounds together and take the lead. Also, pet the chicken. Wait, chicken's over here. Pet the chicken. Good chicken. Good chicken. Oh, you have a sit. Good chicken. What a good chicken. Pet the chicken. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. This is a stupid bit. The game is starting. There have been a lot of pauses today. But this time, now we got pistol round. No, we got chicken. Can we watch the players, please? Can we watch the players, please? There we go. Thank you. Fruit Cup, InControl, all sneaking up hall. The dualies. Oh, only good for 1. 2 pistols, but 1 kill. Now it's Darty left alone in pit. They don't check him. Calamity, you played here on your pistol round, and you're not checking this. Darty just nails them out of the sky. 3 versus 2. Tyra gonna at least even things out at 2. Slight, though. Oh, my word, those dualies. It is all up to the dualies here in the pistol round. That is ridiculous. Well, that's a solid conversion for Boss. InControl will likely force this one up. Yeah, I was hoping we got a good replay out of these pistols because there were some fire shots. Catching the shot off of the player Calamities, he's readying the nade. Just the responses. Pistol rounds can be beautiful. Beautiful anarchy, but beautiful. We'll see what InControl have to say about that. Slight picking up the 2nd round op. This is risky business. But he survived the last round. He's still got armor, so it's not as risky as it could be, knowing that there is going to be a force spy on the other side of the server. Fruit Cup goes 1 for 1. But now, again, now InControl, they've heard the op ring out once. They have to fear it, but they're not. They're not afraid. They're just doomed. Slight picks up a triple. I mean, hey, if you've got an op, everything looks like a 1-click problem. Fruit Cup definitely picking up some good shots here, too. But more importantly, he gives his team so much info. It's like, all right, they're coming up. They've committed to this A site completely. And that is precisely what you don't want to do when there's an op there that's able to get the repositions and move away. And Slight is just, he's stutter stepping like a seasoned AD carry. Now it's just going to be a bit of a steamroll versus the pistols. Normally I wouldn't say, but I don't think we've seen InControl convert any of these, so it's one of those. Okay, we take a bit of a pause. We see if we can get any more information about the CT setup. Slight does miss the shot. It's a nice wide swing out, but he's got a free cut for support. Three versus 5. Big push on in. Slight looking for some more. Collects on Beast, and it's B-Wills to finish this one off. Nice $1,200 earned into that MP9. Boss take it to double digits. Now we're getting to those scary parts of the game for InControl. 3 rounds separate Boss from a series win and moving on to face the winner of Marsborn and Blue Jays. But if you're InControl, you're like, hey, we just played M80 pretty closely last night. We should be able to win this one, right? The really worrying thing is you know that InControl are locked in if Calamity's got an AK. He has bought down to $0, and instead of a SMG, he's got a rifle. Looks like InControl will be committing to this A site once again. Once again, they'll be committing to the domain of Slight, but this time, too many guns for him to deal with. They will overwhelm him. Oh, jumping out of apartments as well. Calamity putting that AK to work. It's just Fruit Cup alone on site as he's waiting for the cavalry to arrive. It's B-Wills and Ben Leet. Their weapons are not terrific. A Galila and an MP9 to try and help out. B-Wills does recover that AWP off of Slight. So 3 versus 4, but that bomb, they've elected to save. A little bit too far ticked down. Might as well skedaddle. So InControl take their first on their T side. They should be breathing a sigh of relief. They've managed to hold on to 4 guns. That is going to be nice going into their next rounds. Turns out, if A doesn't work, what if you just go A a little faster? Let's see if they do it again. T-side's starting to get a little bit worrying. A, but with more energy. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the InControl we saw last night. InControl last night were on point. They were firing on all cylinders. They had themselves a nice map number 1. This time it feels like they've been on the back foot the whole evening. Oh my goodness, the nades just flying down mid. J.S. Feltner has to be feeling silly. So it is a 4 versus 4. And InControl still wondering where to commit. B-Will's starting to get activated down Banana as well. Boss just trying to take away, siphon up more and more of this map presence. As the smoke fades, though, InControl do finally elect to head down Banana. There's only one player here. Fruit Cup going to be rotated over as well. So we'll see if B-Wills and Fruit Cup are enough to stop InControl in their tracks. Smoke's going to be thrown into position to hold off the CT player. That's an interesting smoke, and Fruit Cup will just line them up. Eliminates 2. B-Will's able to get and cover behind second oranges, and okay, never mind, InControl. What in the world? I've just exited the server, basically. Yeah, let's get another one on that, because yeah, hiding behind new boxes. And they know that they took out the player CT, but there could be a rotate. And it's just... Boss have been in the driver's seat. They don't need any assistant managers. They don't need any junior bosses. They don't need any mid-bosses. Okay, Slight. This is something you'll see from him when he starts to get a little bit of confidence. And with 5 rounds and a map under your belt, why wouldn't you get a little bit cocky? AWP charging down mid, the battle rifle. Someone supremely confident. He's looking for more. He's not going to find it. Fruit Cup was his backup. Falls as well, but... Ooh, lingers for just half a second. We were erase Calamity. Down to 2 HP himself, but they push past Cubby. That's where Ben Lee's hiding. InControl, they... I hesitate to call it lost, but they really are looking lost. They look like they just haven't played enough of Inferno to get the patterns in, get them locked in. There's like a rhythm. There's a beat to the map. And InControl are just a beat behind. And last night they were playing against a team that was on 90 ping. So, you know, it hasn't been a good couple of nights for InControl. Their supply depots have been destroyed. They're losing pylons out from under their noses. Oh my gosh. They're going to swing into this too. Does it work? Ben B-Will's able to get to 1. You know, I was a little bit skeptical of pulling in B-Wills when he hadn't been playing pretty recently. But he's been a pretty decent piece. Oh, Scorchy. You can't even stop. You can't even get off the bomb to save yourself. Ben Lee just taps him twice. Oh, boy. Pick a race? No, I can pick all the races if I want. They're being 6-pooled, cannon rushed. I don't know what kind of cheese Terrans do. They sent an SCV for an early expansion. Who just killed a chicken? I heard it. 4 racks Marines. That's makes sense. Oh boy. Not even exciting. Boss just shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Just grinding their boot heel down. Penguin Brothers up and running? Who are the Penguin Brothers? This isn't Club Penguin. Regardless, 12-6. It's looking like Boss are going to close this one out here. 5-4. Big swing into the Tech 9. JS Feltner guillotines the first. He's got a lot more work to do. A lot more players on the other side of this. Does recover the M4, but that is going to be info gathered by B-Wills on the other side of Banana. Look at this. There's just, you can see on the map, they're just hanging out in Banana. They're just waiting. InControl feel like they're so far behind the curve on the timing of this map. And Boss have just been so much faster than them at every single juncture. B-Will's able to bowl over 2. Scorchy with 2 in response. That is going to open up the B-bomb site in the final seconds of the round. So InControl will get a bomb plant at the very least. They will force Boss to have to go for this retake. Slight and Darty. I feel like I've said Slight a lot this game. He's been on one. He's been on a tear with this AWP. Darty forming the tip of the spear, giving information over. They've got Scorchy off of coffins, and he just nailed both with the spray down. Darty here to close this one out. 13-6. Boss winning it in style. I mean, what else is there to say? Boss have had InControl's number all night long. They've been putting in collect calls the entire evening. Just completely